Thank you to our $5 patrons, Sinis Lancelot and Artgoon. And a big thank you to our $25 patron, the Mr. Greed. Okay, question to all my hefty, my smart power scalers out there. What exactly, what do we mean when we say solo or verse, right? Because I'll admit, I'm on my hype beast train right now, right? Like, I'm just taking random characters that I like to scale, and I'm just throwing them into verses. I'm like, your Demon Slayers, your Attack on Titans, your Kuroko no Baskets, like, your random stuff, I'm just throwing them in there and being like, bam, solos, bam, solos, bam, solos. But, like, I had a discussion with one of my homeboys. Hopefully he doesn't see this video, because he'll strangle me. But I was talking about how Dodoria, reasonably, at the time of Planet Vegeta's destruction, could have soloed the Saiyan race by himself. Like, Frieza wouldn't have had to destroy the planet, he just would have had to send Dodoria down there on a death roll, and just let Dodoria rock out. And reasonably, considering no Saiyan had a power level higher than 10,000 at that point, except for maybe Bardock, and even then Bardock just got recently bodied by Dodoria, and didn't get proper full healing. Like, notably, the entire Saiyan race should be fodderized. But then, like, my friend brought up the idea of, like, bro, there are at least, like, 5 billion of them suckers. And I was like, he's right, though. Like, so when I say something, I wouldn't call this blasphemous, but, like, hypothetically, if I were to say that Hawk, post-Purgatory, solos the Demon Slayer verse, do I have to quantify every single human? Is Hawk going out there and slaughtering every last one of them? I'm not sure how many humans would be alive in that time period, but does that mean everyone? Because normally when I say solo verse, I think of, like, viable combatants, right? Like, I don't necessarily think that, like, say something along the lines of Meliodas versus the Attack on Titan verse. I'm not going to include random human 4,937, even though I know that human exists. But do I have to include that when I say someone's got a solo verse? I'm not exactly sure, because, like, if we, because it just essentially makes things harder, right? Like, no, and notably, you have some planet busters. So essentially, any point where you get above a planetary tier and your character can survive in space, they're good, right? Like, I wouldn't have any problem saying Frieza solos planet Earth, because he would literally just blow the planet up and leave. Like, that's it. That's simple. But for someone who's, like, landlocked, but infinitely strong, like, say I were to drop Saitama in the Baki-verse, does he have to go around and get rid of every last one of them? Because he can't survive in space. So he can't just punch the planet away. Even though that would be a reasonable solution to instantly solo everybody. Like, he can't just the planet. So does he have to go around every last one of them? All the like, every single background character, every single human you see in the background of a show, do they have to be solo too? Or is it just the people with viable combat feats? Because this hurt my head. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about this for a while. Mainly because I had this discussion with my friend a long time ago. But, like, Dodoria versus the Saiyan race on Planet Vegeta at the time of destruction, is it every last one of them? Or is it just the ones that we know? And then the rest of them kind of just fall by proxy? Because, like, I'll have to rewrite some scripts if it's the latter. Like, if it's the idea that every single living being needs to perish for a verse to be aptly soloed, some scripts got to get thrown out. Like, I have to rewrite some. Like, I've been writing some big beefy scripts under the assumption that solos means any person with a viable showing in combat. But do you know how many people I have to figure out are in, like, ancient, I'm not sure what Demon Slayer time period takes in, but, like, feudal Japan, I guess? I don't know. You know how many people exist in the Attack on Titan? A lot. Not much, but still a lot. I don't know. I'm confused. Help me. Like, legitimately, I'm very worried now, because if it is, like, the entire verse needs to be soloed, then some outcomes may change because of stamina. But if it is only viable combatants, then viable combatants it only shall be. But hypothetically, just to go with the title of the video, if I were to explain, Dodoria versus the Saiyans, Dodoria had a power level like 20-something thousand. There's only, according to Toriyama himself, there's only, like, what, 2 elite class Saiyans, and Vegeta and Prince Vegeta, and then, what, 10 mid-class Saiyans. Prince Vegeta's power level is, what, like 10,000? Bardock is fodder, unfortunately. And no other Saiyan has any other feat. So, bada bing, bada boom, Dodoria solos the Saiyan race. At least out of the ones we know. Like, there are no viable combatants, and whatever power ball gets created can instantly be destroyed. Like, everyone gets one shot, essentially. However, if 5 billion of them are showing up on top of Dodoria, I think it would just be a time process. That like Dodoria would likely have to resort to destroying the planet. Like, unfortunately, I think that would be the end game there. Like, you just be like, forget it, boom, the planet has to go. But if I landlocked Dodoria, if I gauntlet styled him, he may run out of stamina. But there you go. I don't know. This is very, very weird, right? It's like, if I say Goku solos, does that mean he has to run through the entire, like, everyone? Everyone. Like, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of characters in Bleach. There are a whole bunch of different realms in Bleach. Ugh. Like, question, please answer. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure the little notification will see us out on any videos that come to the channel. Oof. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Nag on the Pencil, writing off.